Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Pride Month 2023, the album Dad, Shimmy Shimmy AF. Whatever you want, anything you want done, maybe. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Peace! How are you guys doing today? Happy Pride Month, everybody! I'm sure that pissed a few people off out there. I don't really care. I am a proud gay man. Welcome to my proud gay channel. And I am sipping coffee, iced coffee, from my new proud Starbucks Pride official Pride Cup for 2023. This is the Starbucks official Pride Cup of 2023. I got it yesterday with my cousin Caroline. She is a proud ally of the gay community. I tell you, somebody sent me this fan, which has been sitting on my kitchen counter for like the last 3 weeks because I've been meaning to do this PO unboxing on my Peter Does Stuff channel. And I was so excited when this fan came that I took it out and then I threw away the bag that it came in, and now I don't know who sent it to me. So could you please let me know in the comment section? Somebody already said I sent you that they put it on my vlog and I screenshot it, and now I can't find the screenshot in my phone. But can you please let me know if you sent me this fan, because I love this fan so much. I think it's fantastic. So anyway, how are you guys doing today? Okay, I have to tell you guys a little secret. It is 93 degrees today here in Indianapolis. My husband got home early. He's upstairs. He's right now listening to Tick Tock with his headphones on, because I was putting in my videos, and I had already done a review video today, and I said to him, I said something about the review, and he goes, and at the end of my videos, I just go, see you tomorrow, bye, and he goes, bye, and I go, this is why I don't like to film videos when you're here, because you make me nervous, and he goes, I'm putting on my headphones. So anyway, I gotta get through this video real quick, okay, this is serious business today, because afterwards, we're going to the pool. This is my third day since the pool opened 4 days ago, going to the pool, okay, and I think yesterday I got a little bit of sun. My cousin and I were just up there for an hour and a half, but anyway, you gotta go to the pool in the summer, you know what I mean? And our neighborhood, it's all like my old lady friends and stuff like that. We go up to the pool, we talk gossip, we talk about the HOA and all that kind of stuff. I love it so much, it's so much fun. So anyway, we're gonna go up to the pool here in just a little bit and hang out. So anyway, before I do though, I wanted to get on here and I wanted to do a video today. And I was kind of looking around at like the Jaclyn Hill drama, you know, and the Jeffree Star drama, and there's some Shane Dawson drama going on, and I was like, you know what? I'm not really in the mood to talk about all that kind of stuff today. I'm just not, you know, it's so draining sometimes. Slimes of the world, oh, they're on sale on Shane Dawson's website. Oh, okay. Oh, Jeffree Star came out for another fool on TikTok. Who'd care? You know, oh, Jaclyn Hill, another day, another scam. You know what I mean? So I was like, I just can't do it today. I just can't, you know? Listen, I got things to do, okay? Like watch 9 episodes of Manifest. I watched one of them last night, and I finished the Curious Case of Natalia Grace, which is maybe one of the weirdest documentaries I've ever seen in my entire life, and it took place 15 minutes from me, okay? In my mother-in-law's neighborhood, they like show her house and everything, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. So anyway, but I got better things to do, you know, like than talk about Shane Dawson's slimes today. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about that. I might not have that many good things to do tomorrow, so I might have to talk about Shane Dawson's slimes tomorrow. But today, I got better things to do. So today I was like thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Like I saved all of my questions from the Q&A that I did the other day, and I was like, why don't I go in and answer the questions that I didn't answer the other day? Because what happens when I do Q&As, and I love doing them so much, is that I start, and then I kind of get stuck on one question, and then I go into that, which is probably what's going to happen today. But I go in and I get stuck on one question, and then I answer that question for like 15 minutes, and then I only end up answering like 5 questions. So I'm going to try to go and do like rapid fire answers with some of these questions today. But I did save quite a few. I think I saved like 60 questions or something like that. And so I'm going to go through here and kind of edit out the ones I've already answered. You can see I have like all the questions here, okay, that I got on Instagram. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna try to like pick out the ones that I have not answered yet. Oh my God, I guess I saved more than 60, maybe 200 or something like that. There's my cousin's hot dog that she had yesterday at Costco. I took a picture of it, I threw it up on Twitter, and I said, I'm people watching while my cousin eats a hot dog at Costco. She got so mad at me. So I'm sitting there, and she's facing the door, and I'm facing like where they serve the food. And there was a big sign, and it said, a hot dog and a Coke, $1.50. And she goes, you'll never guess how much this hot dog and Coke was. And I go, $1.50? And she goes, why do you have to ruin things? Why do you have to be a life ruiner? I go, Caroline, it says right there that it's $1.50. And she goes, you're ruining the magic. I go, Caroline, it's not that deep. Okay. So anyway, but let me get into the question. So hold on a second. If you could be this was okay, from a true crime channel. If you could be a guest on a podcast, which one would it be? I think that's a really good question. I don't know. Like, I used to listen to so many podcasts back in the day, but the podcasts that I would listen to were like the true crime podcasts, where I listened to, what's the one with the two gals that do the murder? My Favorite Murder. I used to listen to that for a long time. But my favorites are where it's like one whole season of a podcast is about one story. Like those are my favorites to listen to, where it's like each episode is like, you know, a different part of like the whole case. I love that so much, right? I have to tell you, if I was going to go on a podcast, I think I would go on Kendall Rae's podcast to talk about Herb Baumeister, the serial killer from Indianapolis, and my experience with that. That is what I would like to do. I'd like to go on anybody's podcast, but especially Kendall Rae's, and talk about my experience or possible experience with Herb Baumeister, the Indianapolis serial killer that killed allegedly 29 gay men. They think maybe more. They think it was maybe closer to 40. So anyway, that's the podcast that I would go with. Okay. Favorite chocolate bar. Interestingly enough, since I got sick, I haven't been really eating a whole lot of candy. I talked about this on my vlog the other day. But my favorite candy bar of life, or it says chocolate bar, but my favorite, well, I guess it's chocolate too, are the Reese's Sticks. Oh my God, I love those Reese's Sticks so much. That's my favorite candy bar of life. Okay, I also love a good Score or Heath. I don't know which one I would pick if I had to pick between the two. They're basically the same thing, aren't they? Okay, have you watched the case, the Curious Case of Natalia Grace? If not, run to watch it. I just watched it last night. Okay, have you ever watched any of Chelsea Lynn's content? Trailer Trash Tammy is her stage character. Yes, I used to watch her back in the day. Honestly, you know what, it's interesting because a lot of people ask me, and there were a lot of questions about like, who do you watch on YouTube and things like that. You know, it's interesting because I kind of go through phases where like I'll watch somebody and I'll like binge watch like 10 of their videos, or I'll watch them over a period of time. Since my time on YouTube, it's almost like before I was making videos, I watched people more consistently back in the day. I watched Tyler Oakley, I watched Gigi Gorgeous, I watched Glozell Green, I watched Will and RJ at Shep689. They were a huge part of why I started my vlog channel, because they vlogged every single day, and I can remember waiting until they posted their vlog every single day. They're not together anymore, and they don't vlog anymore, but those were people that really had a huge impact on me even getting started on YouTube to begin with, you know? And I would religiously watch their videos. I don't necessarily do that today. I kind of like will find somebody and then I'll watch like 3 or 4 of their videos. There are very few people today that like I watch like every video that they put out. And so with Chelsea, she was somebody that I watched for a period of time, and then I kind of like, I didn't necessarily get bored of her content. It wasn't that, like, I loved her videos that she did about filters. I thought, like on Snapchat and stuff, I thought those were hilarious. I just like, for me, it was like I would find somebody else and I just start watching them and whatever. In all honesty, what I watch the most of on YouTube, I'll tell you the most constant person I have watched in probably the last 10 years is Nick and Pancho. And Nick was this guy that's from Italy, and he had a little chihuahua named Pancho that he would call Panchino. And he reminded me so much of our chihuahua, Pee-Pee, the flying chihuahua. And I always wanted them to do like a collaboration together. And Pee-Pee passed away, and then like 2 months after Pee-Pee passed away, Pancho passed away. And so Nick tried to keep up his channel, and he ended up adopting a rescue dog, and he did a very endearing video where like they showed like over the course of a couple days like how they like got the rescue dog to like warm up to them and things like that. But then he just stopped posting videos. I don't really know why. I thought his videos were absolutely just so sweet and endearing. He would do these little videos with Poncho where like he would like the doorbell, it would be like a Halloween video and be like 3 minutes long, and like the doorbell would ring and he would go to the door and it'd be like Poncho dressed like a ghost, and he'd be like, oh Poncho, you're so scary, and then he'd like go back to the couch and then the doorbell would ring again and be like Poncho dressed like a witch, and he'd be like, oh Poncho, you're scaring me so much. And I loved these videos, but he doesn't post videos anymore. Mostly what I watch on YouTube is drag pageants from years and years and years ago. There's a channel that I watch that I absolutely love, and I would suggest it to anybody, and please go support this person because this man puts up, I mean, literally like 10 to 15 videos a day and keeps his channel going. And it's Kalani Productions, Kalani Productions, and I'm so thankful for this person. I mean, he posts videos of like drag shows that I was at in Louisville, Kentucky, like in 1993, and like pageants and like prelims. I mean, he is constantly posting stuff. I can tell you, if I went on here right now and looked, he's probably posted something in like the last hour or two. He's constantly posting stuff, and I love to watch anything like drag pageantry. So my very first national drag pageant was National Entertainer of the Year in Louisville, Kentucky in 1993. Shayla Simpson won, and I got the bug, you know, that was when I got the bug. I was 21 years old, and I had seen other pageants, state pageants and stuff like that, you know, Miss Gay Indiana and National Entertainer of the Year and stuff like that on video. Well, I'd seen like local pageants, but like I had seen Miss Continental, I had seen National Entertainer of the Year, I'd seen Miss Gay America and things like that on the videotapes, because we used to sit around and watch videotapes, and that's what we would do. On like a Sunday afternoon, we'd watch the pageants on videotapes. So when I went to my very first national pageant, I was so taken. And today, I don't know, there's something about it that's kind of reminiscent to me of those old times of sitting around with my friends and watching the tapes. And I love watching it, and you know, and so many of those queens from back in the day, like I was friends with and I met through other people and stuff, and many of them have passed on since then, and so it's kind of, I don't know, for me, like reliving my past a little bit, watching some of those pageants, and most of those pageants I never even went to, you know, so that's a lot of what I watch on YouTube. I do watch a lot, I mean, I do watch the drama videos and stuff like that. I have to tell you though, there's a lot of drama. Like, I guess there's like this whole community called the commentary community, which, I mean, I don't really understand the difference between like the commentary community and like drama channels. I guess there's like a huge difference, but like I don't really understand all of that stuff. And people ask me questions all the time. They're like, well, what do you think about the commentary community and whatever? And I'm like, are you talking about me? Like, I'm a drama channel, I'm a commentary channel, I'm a gossip tea channel. And they're like, no, the commentary channel. And I know that there's a difference, and I know who those people are, but like I don't keep up with that. A lot of them are on Twitch and things like that. Like I don't keep up on that, and I really don't understand it, and I don't know much about it. So, but I do watch like drama channels about like the beauty industry and stuff like that, you know, the stuff that I follow. Okay, let's see. Are you afraid you'll gain back all of the weight you lost? Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, like I've plateaued, which is interesting because I'm like door dashing Piata like left and right every single day. Like every single day I'm door dashing Piata. I spent so much money last month on Piata, but it's like one of the only things that I can eat that doesn't make me super sick, and it's pretty fresh, and most of it's pretty healthy. But I am afraid of gaining the weight back because, number one, I'm starting to get rid of all the clothes that I mean, I'm fitting into clothes now that I haven't fit into in like 10 or 11 years. And it was funny because my husband the other day, I was like in the bedroom and I was going through like a stack of clothes because I'm slowly going through my closet. And I was like, there was like 6 pairs of jeans that I went through that have tags on them and all these shirts and stuff, and I just got kind of like sad about it. And he's like, you're the only person that I know that gets sad about like losing weight and having to get new clothes. And I go, well, it's just like all the money that I spent on it, you know? And a lot of people are like, well, you should get your clothes altered and whatever. Like the jeans are so like grossly big at this point that, I mean, like I would have to get so many pairs of jeans and altered. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I just need to like, and I've got a lot of stuff from when I was thinner. So, but sure, like I'm afraid that I'm going to gain the weight back. You know, the thing is, historically, and I've talked about this on my other channels, you know, I have gone up and down my entire life with weight. where I've lost 40 or 50 pounds and then I've gained it back, you know? So yeah, it's very, very scary to me. Especially because at this point, you know, like my doctors, long before the accident and long before, the pancreatitis, were saying to me, you know, we want you to lose weight and get down to a certain weight and all this kind of stuff. So now that I'm on that and I'm getting healthier and I'm like losing weight, like I don't want to gain it all back again and then have my weight be a major health issue again, you know? Like I'm 50 years old. I'm going to be 51 this month, you know? Like it's no joke. Like I've got to take care of myself. I've got to be healthier, which is why I'm trying to get out and be more active, eat healthier, things like that. And if you want to see my plan, I did a whole video on my Peter Does Stuff channel about like my plan going forward. So, of course I'm scared about it. I don't want to do it, but I also think that there's like a negligence that comes along with it. Like I have to be on top of it and make sure that, you know, I talk a lot about it to like my sponsor, my therapist, you know, my friends and things like that. And people are so encouraging. My book club partner, Mel, who she like works out every day and meal plans and everything. She's like, you just got to think about it. You got to make it part of your routine that you're going to go walk and whatever. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And so that's just where I'm getting to right now. So, but I think it's a fair question. Have you thought of joining Book Talk on TikTok? No, I watched some of it. You know, there was a long time that I thought about, and I may still, doing like TikTok. I really am it's more appealing to me like the Leslie Jordan kind of TikTok where people just get on TikTok and they just talk. Like that to me is more enjoyable. I don't like the quick 30-second funny haha videos. I don't love like the makeup looks and the influencer gasps and all that kind of stuff. I don't love like when people like shelve like 5 books in a row on BookTube and they're like, you know, talk about these different books. Like for me, I'd rather watch like a 20-minute review on BookTube about a book. Like that's more enjoyable for me. I had thought about getting on TikTok for a long time. There's something to me, I don't know what it is that keeps me from not going to TikTok. I don't know what it is. Like I can't figure it out. Like every time I sit down to do like a TikTok, I get very, very nervous. So I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me, you know. I've also tried to do that with shorts on YouTube and I'm like, I don't think this is for me. Who's at the top of the drama period? Dance mom style. Well, this is a good question. Who's at the top of the drama pyramid today, May of 2023? I mean, I don't know that I really think there is anybody at the top of the drama period. If I had to make a guess, I'd probably say, just because of so much surrounding her, Michaela Nogueira. And I really think, you know, I can remember years ago, I used to like reach out to Amberlynn Reed and I would say, do you care if I make a video about this? And at one point she said to me, I don't really care what you say in a video or what you do because people are going to come for me anyway. And she basically implied that she was going to use that to her advantage, which was one of the reasons why I really backed away from her and watching her, because I was like, okay, so now you're using all of this and you're feeding into the hate and all this kind of stuff to just garner money and like, and that's really unhealthy and I don't appreciate that. I'm somebody that's more attracted to genuine, authentic, you know, YouTubers and storytellers and somebody that's just milking it for the money. Like, I just think that that's disgusting. I don't love that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody, like, making their bag and getting their coin and whatever, but at what expense? You know, like, your health. And I feel like Michaela is kind of along those lines a little bit, not with her health, but I feel like she's realized she's such a dramatic story that it's almost kind of like she puts stuff out there and she stirs up stuff to pull the drama in. Like she's really, I think, like we haven't seen somebody like this since Jeffree Star 3 to 4 years ago, really use drama to their advantage to build their views and subscribers, and she's not losing anything off of it, you know? So if I had to say who's at the top of the drama period, I would probably say Michaela Nogueira, because nobody really cares about the rest of the people anymore. Nobody cares about Jaclyn Hill or Jeffree Star or Shane Dawson or whatever, you know. I think Trisha Paytas is trying really hard. She's the Chloe, you know, and Michaela Nogueira is the Maddie. I think Trisha wants to be at the top of the drama period without acting like she's at the top of the drama pyramid, if that makes sense. Like, I think she wants the drama, and she even in that news or interview, like, was talking about, like, the drama back in the day and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think she recognizes what being the drama did for her career and boosted her career, but I don't know that she's willing to go all in and for what it, like, the trade-off is for her. I don't know. I do think, you know, a lot of people are like, you know, is this the beginning of Dramageddon 4 and whatever? Like, I don't know that I think we're ever going to see another Dramageddon again, because I think these players are too scared to come out and really tell their truth of what's going on today or what went down behind the scenes back then and whatever. I don't know that they're willing to risk their careers for that. So no, I don't think we're going to see another Dramageddon, but I do think this summer things are going to get very, very heated. I think we are, like, I think people are going to start coming out and talking and telling things, and I think people are going to start getting messy is what's going to happen. I think we're going to see Tati, she's already done it in a couple videos, say some things in videos, and people are going to catch it. You know, she may say something and Jeffree Star may respond to it. I mean, Jeffree Star said that she ruined the beauty community, and she came out in a video and said, apparently I ruined the beauty community. I mean, James Charles is getting lippy again. I mean, I think these people, the thing is, what they don't realize is if they just kept their mouths shut and just kept on putting one foot in front of the other, their careers would probably be fine. But they get very messy, and it's almost like they have to tell their truth or tell their story, which, hey, more power to you. Tell your story if you need to, okay? I'm somebody that will support that 100 times, you know, a day, and I love to watch it go down. Trust me, I do. But they're messy, and they're messy in how they do it, and I think something's about to explode. So, but do I think it's going to be another Dramageddon 4? No, because I think they'll put it out there and then they'll pull it back because I think they're too afraid of losing their careers. Okay. Somebody said, I just turned 48, feel like I don't have any more life goals to achieve. Do you set life goals? Absolutely, I set life goals. I used to be somebody that, like, at the beginning of the new year, every year, I would go in and set life goals. I typically do it on my sobriety birthday now, or on, like, my birthday of turning, like, 50 or 51 this year. And I go in and I say, these are the things I want to do. I can remember back in the day, I used to make lists of like 10 and 15 things and vision boards and I don't do all that anymore. Now I set like 2 to 3 goals of things that I really want to achieve in the next year, and I just keep it very simple over the next year, you know? I used to have, notebooks where I would have like home improvements that I wanted to change over the next year, all that kind of stuff. And what I just realized is, you know, like Janis Joplin said, it's all the same effing day, man. You know, like one day leads into the next. Enjoy your life. If you want to sit on the front porch for 5 hours and drink coffee and talk to your neighbors like I do, sit on your front porch. You know, if you want to work in your garden and, you know, stew vegetables, do that. You know, if you want to hang out with your kids, do that. If you want to, you know, work 50 hours a week, work 50 hours a week. Do what makes you happy. You know, I set life goals because it's important for me to have some kind of outline to know where do I want to be down the road and what am I trying to work towards. But I don't want to be so uniform and sticking to a list that is going to constrict me to, well, I have to live my life this way, this way, and this way, and this way. I mean, I did that. I mean, this is not something people have experienced since I've been on YouTube because I haven't been this person, but I used to work out 7 days a week, you know, lifting, you know, cardio. I used to eat very, very constricted. This was before I was a vegetarian. You know, every day for like breakfast, I would eat like a breakfast bar, like a healthy one. And then for lunch, I would eat like, I ate very constricted back in the day. And it was really, I look back on that period of my life and yeah, my body was great and I was in good shape. But I really wasn't enjoying my life. I really wasn't living. I really wasn't experiencing anything, you know, because I would be like, okay, I have to be in bed by this time. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. And it was like, check, 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 check. And I can remember my dad said to me, I was probably like 35, 40 or something like that. And he said something to me about, my dad can be very sarcastic and cynical. And he said something to me about like, life is a list of things you have to complete. And once you check them all off, then your life is over. And I thought, God, what a sad way. I'm not looking at my life that way. Like I refuse to do that, you know? So, but that's an interesting question. Okay, hold on a second. Fun summer. Never swim again or only swim in a pool. This was a good question. I saw this and I was like, okay, I don't know what I would say to this. Fun summer. Never swim again or only swim in a pool with a shark painted on the bottom. So this is somebody that obviously knows that my biggest fear is sharks. So little unknown fact, I think I've probably talked about this in videos, so it's probably not an unknown fact, but like, if I go into a pool like at night and like the light at the end of the pool, if it's off, looks like a big black shark eye to me and terrifies me. So I don't know that I could swim in a pool that had a shark painted on the bottom. That being said, I am like such a swimmer. Like I love to be in the pool. So I think that I would have to go with swimming, even if it was in a pool that had a shark painted on the bottom. I think I would just have to like get it through my mind. This is not real. It's like The Shining, you know, this isn't real. This isn't real. And I would just have to convince myself that it's not real. You know what I mean? I know it's ridiculous. I'm 51 years old and I'm not scared of sharks. Funny story. We were in Miami a couple years ago and, we were like standing out in like the water, like we were probably like 10 feet, 15 feet out in the ocean. There were a lot of people out there. And Alex was like, I'm going to run in really quick. And so he like ran in real quick. And so I was standing out there and this woman came by like on an AT, like one of those ATV machines, you know, those four-wheelers, vroom, vroom, whatever. And she was like, had a bullhorn. And I couldn't hear what she was saying at first, but I like looked down because she was coming from like this side, you know, the beach going down. All these people were like running in, like, and I was like, what is going on? And she said, get out of the water, get out of the water. And I was like, what is going on? She's like, there's a shark, get out of the water. And so like, I was like, oh my God, there's a shark. And so I never saw it, but there were like, boats that were like trailing it. There was like a whaler that was like trailing this shark. Like, and I don't think it was a huge shark, but they were being very, very careful that people like, you know, did. Anyway, I was like, God, that was my one run into a shark. Anyway. Okay. Are you a Swifty yet? Okay, this is so funny because I've been talking about how I've like really started to fall in love with Taylor Swift. And I mean, I had a lot of her songs downloaded on my iTunes anyway. But like with her newest album, Midnights, which I have to be completely honest, I still have not listened to 3 a.m. yet. There are so many songs on there that I really love. And a lot of people ask me, what is your favorite Taylor Swift song? And so I have to tell you, my favorite Taylor Swift song, I think, of the moment, I really like Mastermind. But my favorite song of life is You're on Your Own, Kid. I don't know why. There's something about it that I really relate to, just like growing up, and I listen to it. And I think that's the thing about, okay, don't come for me. I do not think that Taylor Swift is the greatest singer in the entire world, okay? Like, just, she's no Whitney Houston as far as I'm concerned, okay? I like her. I think she's fine. I mean, there's a lot of people that are, I mean, Bob Dylan's one of my favorite singers. Do you think I think he has the greatest voice in the entire world? No, I think he's a horrible singer, right? But I love Bob Dylan. I don't think she's anywhere on the level of Bob Dylan. I think Taylor Swift has a much prettier voice than Bob Dylan. But all I'm saying is I don't think she's the greatest, you know, singer in the world, whatever. Although I heard she puts on a fantastic show. Her lyrics to me are so relatable. Like, there's like, I sit there and I listen to her songs and I'm like, my God, like, I just like sob sometimes, you know? And I love the lyrics to her songs. So many of her songs, I think, are fantastic. So yes, I'm slowly becoming a Swiftie a little bit, I think. Anyway. Somebody said, oh, this is like a pup company. Because they asked me, what is my dog's breed? So Boo Radley is a Papatese, which basically is a mutt. People think he's like this designer dog, but he's not. He is half Papatese, half Papillon, half Maltese. So he's just basically a mutt. And then they asked me if they could send me some products. Sure, absolutely. I would love that. I'll review them on my review channel. Somebody said, I just got married on the 20th of May. What advice do you have for marriage? I kind of answered this in my previous video. We get asked this question a lot, like when Alex and I do Q&As and stuff like that. You know, I think there's this misconception that marriage counseling is for people that are having marriage problems, you know? And like, I always try to kind of equate it to like getting a vocal coach. You know, there are a lot of people, and oh, this is one video that I have been watching. I've been watching all these diva moments with like Gladys Knight and Whitney Houston. I just watched one last night with her, her shadiest moments on TV interviews. But like Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, you know, all these people that I loved growing up. And what's interesting is a lot of them have vocal coaches and they're fantastic singers, right? And so if you look at marriage counseling the same way, it's like you don't have to be getting to the point of heading to a divorce before you go into marriage counseling. Like, you can say, like, we just want to improve our marriage to have the marriage be the best that we possibly can. My husband, if he was sitting here, I can tell you, he would say, get into marriage counseling before you even get married, because it's so vital, you know? And today, we go like every 2 weeks, and we just go to like, kind of like, you know, weed out what's going on and to help us with communication and things like that. And, you know, we always leave better than when we went in there. And, so that would be my advice, you know. I also think, and I've said this a lot recently in videos, you know, I have this guy that said to me that was married like 50 years. And I said to him the night before I got married, I said, what piece of advice do you have for marriage? And he said, divorce is not an option. And I said, well, divorce is always an option. He goes, you have to go into your marriage with the attitude that divorce is not an option, that you guys are partners for life and you can work through everything. And I think it's a really good attitude to have, I think at the beginning of marriage when you're lovey-dovey and everything like that, and it's like you don't really foresee that there's going to be tough times in the future, but relationships are hard, relationships are tough, I went on and on and on in my last video, so I'm not going to do that for that, but I'm extremely proud today we've been almost married for 15 years, and I just, it's crazy to me. Or no, we've been almost married for, I said 15 years the other day in my video. We've almost been together for 15 years, married for, I think this will be 12 years this year that we've been married. So, that's crazy to me, and I'm super, super proud of that. So, all right, this video is going to stop in just a second, so I'm going to stop it and okay, let's get to these other questions. All right, so somebody asked me, how's the garden and the squirrels? So, the garden and the squirrels are fine. The squirrels are plentiful, but I have not brought out my squirrel table because it got kind of bent and warped, and I feel like I need a new one. So I probably need to get on the Etsy and order a new one. Somebody asked me, what, if any, thoughts on Trisha's new podcast? I have no thoughts about Trisha's new podcast. I haven't listened to it. I have no desire to listen to it. I might to do, cover for a drama video or something like that, but I don't really have any interest in sitting down there and listening to her, I don't know, go on and on and on about the perfection of her life and spew out some more lies. I could really care less, in all honesty. Okay, hold on a second. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a soap opera writer. I was obsessed. My grandma used to watch soaps. I used to watch with my grandma, and then as I got older with my friends, I would watch and record them. All My Children, One Life to Live, and General Hospital, and I was obsessed. And so I wanted to be a soap opera writer. How does it feel knowing the good impact you have on people different ways via the different... Aw, that was so sweet. It's something I never expected on YouTube. It's something that I never expected that, I would start YouTube and people would reach out to me and say, you're so helpful to me. You guys, I get lengthy emails from people, lengthy letters from people that just go on and on and on, and they say the most gracious stuff, And in all honesty, I'm just sharing stories of my life. And the craziest thing to me is, yeah, a lot of it is about me sharing about my recovery, or a lot of it is about sharing grief about my mom, or, talking openly about marriage problems, or going to marriage counseling and things like that, or, being gay, or on and on and on. But what's so interesting to me is that I'll share some story on my vlog that's really insignificant, and at the time that I'm telling it, I don't really think anything about it. And the other day I was talking on there about pride. And I was talking about why pride is important to me, And I know that there's always questions, especially this year, about pride and whatever. And if you want to know anything about pride and why pride started and why it's in June and all that kind of stuff, go look it up. It's all about the Stonewall riots and the beginning of the, gay civil rights movement and things like that. But, pride to me is because for so long we hid in the shadows, and we hid, not just from other people, not from coworkers, not just from family, but we hid from ourselves too. Most of all, I think many of us hid from ourselves. We were terrified. I can remember in high school, knowing at that point, having figured out this is who I am, and being terrified that anybody else would figure that out about me. And in all honesty, I can remember thinking to myself, well, I'm just going to have to get married and have kids, and this is just going to be a secret I'll keep for the rest of my life. I can never be this person. I was terrified, And I can remember coming out to my parents, who were so understanding and gracious, and and most of my friends were the same way. The majority of my friends were the same way, and it's acted like they had, always kind of speculated anyway. But even then, just saying the words I am gay, was so terrifying to me, and that is why to me today, pride is important, because we don't have to live in the shadows anymore. We don't have to live in fear. We don't have to live in this ideology of being, of who's going to find out what's going on with me. And that's why it's important, I think, that people do see people living life proud and sharing about that, and sharing oh, my husband and I are a proud gay couple, that are out and about and all that kind of stuff. Because the reality is, whether people want to, accept this or not, there are a lot of people out there to this day that are still living in the shadows of shame, that are still living out there, that are terrified to come out, that are terrified of losing their families, that are terrified of losing housing, that are terrified of all this kind of stuff. When we're at a point in our world right now where, like, I mean, trans people and trans people of color especially are have some of the most violent acts, you know, murder and like highest rates of murder in our country, you know? I mean, it's a terrifying world that we live in. And so for me, I think it is so important to share our stories, you know? And I can remember years and years and years ago, this is actually somebody that I watch pretty regularly, Zach Garcia from The Adventures of Zach and Bee, and his husband Alistair, and I love them. I think they're just a great example of a gay couple living a normal life. And I can remember, this was like when I first started YouTube, and he and I talked a little bit, and he said, I think it's important for you to come out and do your coming out story. And I was like, Zach, I'm like 40 plus years old. Who's going to care? Nobody's going to care, right? My story is just not that impactful anyway. I came out, people accepted me. It wasn't that deep. And he goes, but you don't know. And you don't know that you're not helping just one person. So I was going on and I was talking about this, and I did do the video, and I'm thankful that he said that to me, you know? And so I was talking about this in my vlog the other day, and I got this beautiful email from this woman that had basically lived closeted for a very, very long time, you know? And she told me this whole love story that she had and how she was so afraid of like falling in love with somebody and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I didn't even know when I was telling the story that like I was like helping somebody out there. I had no clue, you know? And she was so thankful that I shared the story. And I got another one that was like another email that was similar to that about the very same story that I was telling, you know? And like, so you don't know when you're sharing that you're really helping somebody out there. And that's, I have to tell you, that's the real prize to doing YouTube that I never expected. You know, when people come to me and they say, you recommended this book to me on a BookTube video, and this book changed my life. Like, it really made me look at things in a different way. Or even if people just say to me, you recommended the Misfortune books to me by Jana De Leon, and like, they really got me back into reading again. Somebody just the other day said to me, you got me started reading the Dorinda Jones books, A Good Day for Chardonnay, which I think there's 3 or 4 books out now in that series. But they said, you know, you got me started reading these books, and those books got me out of this like reading slump that I had been in years, and I started reading again, and I'm so thankful for that. Like, that's huge to me as a person that loves to read, you know? I'm going through a reading slump right now myself. I would love somebody like help me out with that, you know? So those are the things I never realized when I got on YouTube. I never in a million years thought that, you know? And I think that's why what I say, the products that I use, the products that I endorse, things like that. I was just talking about that in a video the other day. It's like, that's why I take that stuff so seriously, you know? It's like, I'm not gonna get in a video and, you know, hold up a product or endorse a product that I don't believe in, because I feel like you guys have really given me this amazing life, and so much of it is in the emails and the comments and the things. I mean, it's just, you guys are fantastic. Like, I mean, you've given me a life beyond my wildest dreams, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. All right, let me just answer a few more of these. All right, oh, that was the same one. Thoughts on Gabby Hanna's house being put up for sale? Hope she gets a lot of money for it, girl. Thoughts on where Gabby Hanna has been? She hasn't posted in almost 6 months. No clue. Have no idea. Favorite drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race franchise? Alaska, probably. Period. End of story. I love Alaska. What is your favorite horror movie? Not meant to be a quote from Scream, haha. My favorite horror movie of life is the original Halloween. I love that movie so much. It's a convention weekend in Indy. Do you go to DragCon, DollyCon, and BravoCon? Which one do you pick? This is hard. Like, if I was going to go by myself or with my husband, I would probably, well, I don't know, Alex would probably want to go to BravoCon. It would be, I mean, I wouldn't go to DollyCon. I don't even know what DollyCon would be. It would be a mix between, I mean, I love Dolly Parton, don't get me wrong, but I don't know that I need a whole weekend convention of her. The Coat of Many Colors, you know, I mean, how many times can you see it? That sounded really bad. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I think it would be a mix between DragCon and BravoCon, and I just have to say I probably would pick BravoCon because Tanya and Alex and I would go and we would have so much fun together, so I would pick BravoCon. Okay, let's see. People always ask me Starbucks drinks. What's one Starbucks drink you wish they would bring back? I don't really think of it that way, because like I really just only get these days strawberry acai lemonade refreshers with Caroline, or I get just iced coffee. So if you could have lunch with any author, who would it be and why? Okay, so I actually thought about this, and I thought about like what the lunch would be like and whatever, and I have to tell you, I think the person that I would ask, and this will maybe surprise people because I don't talk about him very often, is Sean David Hutchinson. And he wrote a book that years ago, was the very first book of his that I read, called We Are the Ants. And I don't know that I would necessarily put him in the box that he is a gay young adult author, but that's a lot of what he's written. His books are fantastic. They're magical. I love his books. He's nerdy, quirky, sexy. And I just feel like, I read his book that he talks about being bullied in high school and his experience of going through high school. And it was so similar to me, even though we're like 10 years difference, that I really think that he and I would be like good friends. Like if we met and like sat down and talked, I think that he and I would be like good friends because like so much of our history is so similar. And I have to tell you that like I read a lot of his books at a point where like it really just, the stories really just helped me a lot, you know, and I'm so grateful for his storytelling. How do you deal with people or situations that don't live up to your expectations? Well, I've worked a lot in the last probably 10 years on really lowering my expectations with people and with situations in my life that I think are going to turn out one way and they turn out completely different. I've really had to work a lot on that with my sponsor. Because the reality is that life and people are not going to live up to your expectations, and then you develop resentments, and resentments are the #1 offender in recovery. I'm not a person that wants to live with resentments or anger in my heart today. You know, I realize that people are trying to just do the best that they can possibly do while they're out there, and so I don't fault them for that, and I try to look at situations realistically, you know. Okay, do you have a favorite saying or quote that has gotten you through hard times? Yes, this too shall pass. What's your favorite mocktail? I don't usually drink mocktails. I'm not going to say that I never do. Like I never have like, you know, a virgin pina colada or something like that. But very, very rarely do I. It's just kind of not my thing. So, yeah. I don't know that I have necessarily a favorite. Comments on Nick Avocado losing weight. I think it's fantastic. Congratulations. Somebody asked me if I had talked to Manny about my recovery, and I didn't understand what they meant by that at all. I was like, no, I don't believe I ever have talked to Manny about being sober or my recovery. I didn't even understand the context of why they were asking it. I have not seen Firefly Lane on Netflix. My battery died right when I was getting into the juicy questions. So let's see what the juicy questions are. I do not use any oil on my beard. Do you know what happened between Manny and Jeffrey? Yes, I know what happened between Manny and Jeffrey. It narrows down to this, is that it's just not my story to tell. And that would not be something that I would be sharing in this tell-all video, if I even do this tell-all video. It's just not my story to tell. And honestly, I don't think that, I mean, it's kind of common knowledge behind the scenes. I just don't think that it's anything that if you guys knew, like, would really change your opinion about anything, and I just don't think it's my story to tell. I think it's their story to tell. So if they choose to come out and do that, they can do that. I have not seen, what was the question they asked me? I just lost my place. Who is your favorite beauty guru and least favorite? My favorite beauty guru is Bailey Sarian, if you consider her a beauty guru. My least favorite beauty guru is James Charles. I don't even consider him a beauty guru. I consider him a person that is interested in fame and clout. Okay, will you sing Total Eclipse of the Heart? Turn around every now and then, I get a little bit lonely and I dream of something wild. I don't even know if those are the words. Okay, one more question and then I'm ending this. What's your opinion on Ozempic potentially helping addicts? I did not know that. I had no clue anything about that. I saw that question. I was like, I didn't know anything about that. Okay, I guess I'm going to answer just one or two more questions. If you could have any other pet besides a dog, what would it be? I'd have a fish. A goldfish. But they just don't live for very long, which is so sad, don't you think? Okay, who do you want to win All-Stars this season? I think I want Heidi N Closet to win. I'm a big Heidi N Closet fan. I love her so much. Okay. I think I've answered most of these. Yeah, I think I've got, oh, I went to the very end. I've answered all of them. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section below. That was really fun. Good way to start the month of June by doing a little Q&A. And the next one will probably be my husband and I doing a Q&A when we're on vacation at the end of the month for my birthday. So stay tuned. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.